Hi friends, as always, thank you for coming to my channel. Today I want to talk about signs of restoration. But before we get into it, let's talk about how the devil wants to distract. He is using your spouse to get you to give up. You see, the longer he is able to control your spouse, he feels you will eventually give up. That's when the time frame comes in. Oh well, it's been 2 years and they haven't come back. I've been praying and asking God to return them home. No, you got to keep fighting. Let the devil give up. You know your spouse. You know their hearts. If they have changed to a cold-hearted person, it's the devil in disguise. Yes, I know, it's exhausting. I've been there. However, when you begin giving God more of your time, things change. He starts giving you rewards. Okay, so let's get into the signs. One of the signs will be they will begin to show you more time and attention. I will be honest, because the devil still has some type of hold on them. The phone attention always starts off rocky. That's because they don't want to show you right away they miss you or were thinking about you. Think about it. When you reach out to someone, it's because you thought about them or are thinking of them, right? Okay, same with your spouse. Now, if y'all have kids together, they will reach out to ask about the kids. Am I right? Most of our kids are past the age of 8, and they have a cell phone. And 9 times out of 10, as parents, we have their number. So for the wives, your husband might call and ask, how are the kids? In your mind, you're wondering, why doesn't he just call them? I know, that was what I was thinking. Mine were teenagers. Well, it's because they needed a reason to reach out to you. It's a way of saying you were on my mind without saying it. For the husbands, the wives might call you and say the kids wanted to talk to you, or they wanted to know if you were coming by today. Stop scratching your head, sir. You know those kids can call you themselves. Yep, it's a starting point. I bet every time your spouse comes by, even if it's for a second, you both make sure to dress your best and smell your best. It's okay, it's natural. When you see them, say a silent prayer. Which leads to the next sign, and that's flirting and some type of affection. Listen, the flirting can even be laughing together or just going out as a family. Even if they say, I'm doing it for the kids. Oh, okay. See, many of you may be close to restoration, but embarrassment and shame is holding your spouse from returning. And we already know from the last video that the devil is in disguise. He wants them to feel shame and embarrassment. When y'all hang out, have fun and live in the moment. The devil will not like that, but your spouse will. Sometimes we let the hurt build up and come out, and we make it harder for our spouse. Remember, we have to let go and let God. Let go of that anger, hurt, resentment, and blame. Let God do the work. Your spouse needs your healing. The more we complain and nag, the more the devil holds on to them. Let it go. Your goal is to have your marriage restored. The next plan is, when they begin to enjoy the time spent, they'll start saying things like, next year we should plan a family vacation. Huh? Next year? Yep. When they start thinking ahead, with you included, start getting ready. But pray harder, because the journey will not be easy. It's going to get bad before getting better. I say this because the devil is going to attack even harder. He doesn't want to let them go. I'm telling you all from experience. At the beginning of our separation, I really thought it was over. I was heartbroken, depressed, couldn't eat or sleep, and I honestly felt he was happy. I was so concerned about what he was doing and other things, but also I was in my feelings because he would say things like, I want a divorce, we are over, this marriage is done. I was thinking, where did this all come from? And how can he just pick up and leave like that? For months, let's even say for a year and a half, the very beginning, I would be honest, I was praying, but not the right way. I had to change my prayers, but also my way of thinking. So remember, in the last video, I talked about how the devil has taken over a spouse. Well, he had mine too. Once I understood my husband's actions were not him, I looked at him and our situation differently. I knew that wasn't my husband wanting a divorce. I knew my husband loved me. So I started praying and asking God to allow my husband to be closer to him, so in return he can be close to me. Guess what, y'all? It worked. My husband started calling more. We were not arguing anymore because I also let go and let God. So all the anger I felt, I stopped taking it out on my husband. I began enjoying the phone calls. I enjoyed him coming over, even if it was just for an hour. All of that led to staying over one night, then 2 nights, and then maybe 3. Then, of course, the devil, he would find a way back, and he would say, just because I stayed a few nights don't mean I'm coming back. Then I get sad again. But I would go read my Bible and pray. He may wait about 2 weeks, but then my husband will come back around again. That happened for about a year or so, back and forth. I felt unsure and uncertain all over again. It was just the instability was just too much. But then my prayers started being answered. My husband started praying and reading his Bible. Listen, that was all God. The staying over began getting longer. 1 week, then 2 weeks, and then later on a month. Then last July, he said, I'm going to come back home. And he did. His lease wasn't up until like October. But when October came, he got all his stuff out of his apartment and came back home. Listen, don't rush them. Stop arguing with them and continue to fight with prayer. You will begin to see all the signs of your marriage beginning to be restored. Change your prayers and your way of thinking and watch God do the work. Now, I definitely want to say you got to be aware of the signs. Just because you see the signs doesn't always mean either that they're going to come back right away. It may take some time, but you just got to keep fighting. You know, it's a journey, so it's going to be a lot of ups and downs. It's going to be a roller coaster ride, and it's not going to always be fun. It's like a serious thrill. Like, you know how you watch a thriller movie? It's definitely that's your life, right? And it is hard. This journey is hard. Being a standard is hard. But you have to trust God. You have to really let him do his job. Get out the way. Sometimes we get in our way and we hurt our own selves, right? You have to let God do his job. And if you keep getting in the way, he's not going to be able to do his job. You have to trust him. And once you allow him to do what he needs to do, then everything else will just fall into place. You know, just be aware of the signs. And then also, when you see the signs and they come back, when they come back, don't go and start attacking and saying, well, why did you leave? And, you know, when you left, this hurt me. It won't be the time for that. You'll have plenty of time to do that, ask questions. But when they first come back, do not do that because you're going to run them right back out the door. So, you know, you have to embrace every moment. When they come back, that's why you have to ask God to help give you the strength, help you. You want to work on yourself in the process. Because when you allow God to work on you as well, when they come back, you'll know exactly what to do because God will guide you. Because you want to be able to enjoy the moment. And if you start with attacking, they're going to run right back out the door. They're going to be like, oh, you wasn't serious. Oh, this way. And then the devil will be like, ha, I told you. So you don't want that. You want to do it God's way. And God's way said, you know, you have to wait. There'll be plenty of time to ask them, you know, why did you do this? Because, you know, I didn't do that with my husband. I waited months later. And then I was able to ask him. And he openly told me. But he felt comfortable. He realized that, you know, we both had to work on ourselves, put it that way. So I just want to let you know, when you see the signs, yes, you can get a little excited. So just know that there is hope. And keep the hope, keep the faith. But, you know, don't allow the devil to mess it up in the process either. So just move out the way. Let God do what he needs to do and keep going. As always, thank you for listening. And I pray and continue to ask God to restore everyone's marriage. Thank you all. Have a great day.